Hello, this is Kylie. I did a video a couple of days ago and got some really lovely feedback and about how helpful it was. So I've got another one. This morning I was waking up really feeling like I wanted to share about with the current tensions happening at the moment and this feeling of constant hesitation and what's going to happen next? When is this going to happen? What if this, option, this option or that option or this option or that option? And then it's kind of I'm feeling like it's putting many of us in a state of debilitation, as in like we're frozen. And I learned this a lot last year, this lesson I'm going to talk about. So, and I'm feeling like that now. What I went through last year, going through this self-evolution about this, is allowing me now to actually put that in practice now when it's even more intense. So what I'm talking about is waiting for those outside circumstances to be perfect or to give you the green light before you go do something. The assurance or the validation or the things served up on a silver platter before you go ahead and organize something or run an event or go buy a ticket to go somewhere or do what it is that you really want to do. And so I feel like at the moment everyone's just on this pause, on this like tilt, like we're on the top of the mountain going, okay, which way are we going to fall? I don't know. And what it does, it's giving us a feeling of contraction. I go, kitty cat, go to walk across. Come here, sweetheart. Say hello. And then you go. So it's like, it's hesitation, it's making us contract in and in and in and in. And I'm not saying that we should, pausing and being still is very important. But when you feel yourself contracting in on yourself and stopping yourself from being in your flow, then that's not good. So the major thing, I think, that influences us, whether we, say you really want to go do something or you really want to start something, you want to participate in something, it's usually money that gets in the way, that you don't have enough, or yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's usually at 90% of the time, right? Is that you're like, well, I just don't have the funds for that right now, or I can't spare the funds because what if this happens, or I've got other responsibilities I need to pay for, and here he comes again. Right, so I have spent the last 2 to 3 years without any much spare money, but I have learnt to go, well, what is it that I really need to be doing? What is it that I want to do? What is it that my heart is really calling me to do? Especially those of us who want to be who are connecting to our multidimensional selves and know there's more to us than just the physical flesh, and know that there's a greater path that we can walk if we choose to. And I know myself and plenty of other friends have gone like, just want to be on that higher level, just really want to step it up and live that higher purpose. However, now is the time, now is your test, because how much do you really, it's not how much you really want it. It's not about wanting it. How aligned are you really to that higher purpose? How important is the higher purpose to you? Is it more important? Is it more important than the things that are making us react? So instead of, where we're contracting because that's a reaction from what's happening around us, we might go, yeah, I can go do this because it's a reaction from outside of us giving us that green light. We might not do something because it's like, oh, It's a reaction to a fear. So this video is about encouraging you to respond to the inner flow of where your inner energy wants to take you. And you cannot be contained. That's what you need to understand about yourself, is that any way in which we think we're limited is just a mind trick that's been played upon humanity for God knows how long. God does know how long, actually. That's a whole nother story. However, it's a trick. It's a trick to keep you contained in a certain parameter of existence. So I'm hoping this video will round up. I know I've gone on 3 tangents already. All right, I'm going to give you an example of how this happened for me. So about a year and a half ago, yes, I had the inspiration to start running retreats. So I ran one in September 2 years ago, and that was lovely. And after that, I'm like, wow. And my good friend Shaz, we were, in cahoots together, and we're like, let's do it again. Like, that was amazing. Let's level up. Let's go again. So come February, so this is February last year, so just a year ago now. And I'd booked a place. I'd invested the money I didn't really have. Everything was on the credit card. I had sold 1 ticket to the retreat, and I was at the point where I had to pay the rest of the house off. And I was like, golly gosh, I've got 3 weeks. I've sold 1 ticket, and I either forfeit the deposit and just refund the lady's money and just go, well, bad timing. And I had to really sit with myself in a very quiet and deep place. And I realized, no, what is more important is that I want to run this retreat. That this is something my soul wants me to do. That this is something that I feel drawn to do. Not as a reaction, but as an inspirational, forward expression. As like, no, this is part of my higher path to do this. And whether it's the end result or a step along the way to something even more amazing. So I was like, right, I'm not going to let money stop me from creating this experience. And I said to myself, right, I have got me and Shaz and 1 customer, one retreat guest. And you know what? If that's all that is, we're going to go down and do it. And if I'm short the money, then I'll just pay it off later, and I don't care. Because what I do care about is going and having this experience and offering what I have to offer. And you know what? In that last 3 weeks, I sold enough tickets to actually pay everything off and pay myself. And it was the most amazing flippin' retreat. It was magic. And that word got thrown around so much, and it has since. And you know, that group of girls that came forward to be part of that retreat, we are such close friends now. The bond that we created on that retreat is beyond words. It was amazing. And I look back and I go, see, that was my test. That was my test. How much was I willing to actually be on my higher path? How much was I actually willing to step into it no matter what? Because we know money's made up. We know money's made up. So what's really real and really important to you? So let's fast forward a year. Now I'm getting ready for my 4th retreat. And I'm in the same position because I've got a couple of tickets sold, but and I'm like, you know what? I know this retreat has to happen. And I know these people are going to turn up. And I know it's going to be amazing because I know deep inside me. And even though all this crazy shit's going on in the world and it's making everyone hesitate and everyone retract and everyone not commit to stuff, I'm like, you know what? Before I actually locked in this retreat, I was like, we're going to have something to celebrate. And there's a big theme on the retreat about celebration. So I know something's going to happen between the next 3 weeks where we are going to be like, on top of the mountain, feeling amazing. Anyway, that's besides the point. The retreat was just an example to encourage you to feel into yourself now and go, what is it that I really want to be a part of? Do I want to create something? Do I want to participate in something? Do I want to be still? What do you need? And not because what can you afford, not what what might be, the other thing is like, what if we have another lockdown? What if things get cancelled? What if? And if we keep living by what if, we keep retracting away and away and away and away. And we continue to confirm that those things are more important than our soul's desire and our personal human experience of what we want to experience and create. That is more important. And that is actually living in sovereignty. And we talk about sovereignty a lot. I want to be sovereign. I am sovereign. We confirm it and we say it and we say it. But are you doing it? So to be sovereign, what is being sovereign to you? So for me, it's being self-autonomous, making choices for myself, knowing and feeling into all of myself and feeling into what's best and most aligned for me, and then taking action on that. Not because of anything around me, outside of me. Obviously, you don't want to be completely detached from your world, but this is where we are as you might want to say the word way shower, a way shower or a conscious leader, or, on the edge of a new paradigm. We have to be brave enough to take a leap off the edge of the cliff, not knowing what is there. And I have practiced that a lot. And it's scary. And sometimes I've landed somewhere and gone, well, that didn't really work out how I planned or how I wanted or how, but it doesn't matter. Like, nothing's a failure. Nothing can be an actual failure. So anyway, I hope I got my point across there, and encouraging you to go, well, I actually am quite entertained with going online and going, oh, what's happening in America? What happened overnight? What's Trump got planned now? What have this said and what have they said and what's been leaked out now? And I find it quite entertaining. I'm not in fear of it at all. I think it's a grand story. But then I have to come out of that and go, well, what's in my now? What's in my now? My now is this. And yeah, not to wait. I mean, honestly, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen? It's like a global Christmas Eve where you're like, I wonder what I'm going to get for Christmas. And there's this hesitation of like, what if I don't get what I want? And what if I do get what I want? But so there's that element that's happening globally. But then you've got to remember that you're a sovereign being. And if we are actually truly manifestors of our reality, then it's like, well, yeah, that's one element, but I'm a bigger element in my life. I'm the biggest element in my reality. And I can choose not to let anything. All right, let's imagine the worst case scenario happens in the US, whatever that is for you. I'm not going to tell you whatever that is. All right, imagine the worst case scenario happening. All right, now, what next? How are you going to let that impact you? Are you going to let that impact you? Or are you going to go, well, what? I can still do this and this and this and this. So why don't you just go do it now? If you're going to be brave enough to go, well, I'm still going to do what I know I need to do as a person, as a sovereign being, why are you waiting? Why are you letting this external movie, entertainment show, planetary entertainment, stop you and make you react and retract away? Because that's how they've done it. That's how they've controlled us. That's how this whole thing's been able to play out, because of all of that. So this is our part of our awakening. We might have a spiritual awakening of awareness, but now it's like an awakening of your humanness. And as a human, how are you going to live your life? Are you going to live it as an awakened, aware, conscious being who can make their own choices, who can discern what is best for them? And when you do that, when you do what is a heart-led choice that aligns with who you are, that is your service to the world. It really, truly is. That is your service. Why else are you here? Why else did you come here? You didn't come here to serve someone else's purpose. You came here because you were called and you are co-creating with this planet, and you are bringing your individuality that no other being in existence can bring. So find a spark of that, and don't feel like you have to go figure it all out now. Just what is in your now? What is in your now? And respond to that. Don't react, respond, step into that. And then being in that full alignment. And I mean, that could be the tiniest little thing that could be insignificant to someone else, but to you, it's like that little tiny thing is perfect. And that tiny little thing is a step into your highest path, your highest service, because you're being your genuine self. So I think I went around and met where I was meant to go. And I hope this video helped as much as the other one. And in summary, I think it's all about just going, well, what is it that I need? What is it that is truly in my alignment? And to recognize where you're letting other things stop you. Mostly, probably being money, but added to that right now is like, oh, what if this happens? What if the government does this? What if this? What if this? What if this? Right? And all that does is put a sprinkling of fear on everything. And we know what that does. We know that what the whole fear thing is about. So have a reflection on where you're allowing, and that's what we do. We allow it, because sometimes we don't recognize it, and so it just happens. But take a moment today to have a pause and reflect on where you might be allowing too much external influence on your choices, on who you are in the world, and what you let yourself do and not do. And recognize that if you're a person like me in the past who's gone, I just want to be on my highest birth, I want to be in my highest vibration, I want to be doing the most I can, I want to be making the most of my life, be aware of the most that I possibly can, embody the most of myself that I can from all aspects and all dimensions. And we ask for that, and then when it comes, you're like, oh, oh, right, yeah. So I have a feeling that many of us are there right now. And the world is offering you an opportunity to really commit to that and choose. Is that what I really want? Is that what's most important to me? And if it is, then go do it. Okay. Bye.